I just spent 60 days and over $700 testing every orthopedic shoe that kept showing up in my recommendations. And I need to tell you something that's going to save your feet from a very expensive mistake. Because while everyone's getting talked into whatever their podiatrist has sitting in a box in the back office, there are 5 pairs of shoes that outperform what you're probably about to be sold, and I have the data to prove it. I'm going to show you exactly which orthopedic shoes are worth your money, which ones are overpriced comfort theater, and why the shoe your doctor recommends might not actually be the best one for your specific feet. Stick around, because what I found around the number 2 spot genuinely changed how I think about foot pain. Let me take you back to where this started. I'm sitting on my living room floor surrounded by shoe boxes, a pressure mapping insole I bought specifically for this test, and a notebook full of pain scores I tracked every single day. I have plantar fasciitis in one foot and mild bunions forming on the other, so I'm not some random guy reviewing sneakers. I actually have skin in this game, or I guess foot in this game. I made a promise to this community that I would find out which orthopedic shoes are worth the hype and which ones are just regular shoes with a higher price tag and the word orthopedic slapped on the box. Let's start from the bottom and work our way up to the shoe that ended up living on my feet more than any other pair I own. Coming in at number 5 is the Dr. Comfort Performance X. This is a brand you've probably seen mentioned by an actual podiatrist at some point, and there's a reason for that. The removable, extra-depth insole is genuinely one of the more accommodating designs I tested, which makes this a strong option if you wear custom orthotics rather than relying on the stock insole. In my testing, the seamless interior lining did exactly what it claims. I had 0 hot spots or rubbing even during the amusement park day. Where the Performance X loses points is in overall cushioning. Compared to the other 4 shoes on this list, the midsole felt noticeably firmer, and my end-of-day fatigue scores were consistently the highest of the group. It's also on the heavier side, which you'll feel if you're doing a lot of walking rather than just standing. The build quality is excellent, and this shoe will genuinely last. But if all-day comfort straight out of the box is your priority, this lands at the bottom for a reason. Price sits around $150, which is fair for the quality, but not the best value here. Number 4 is the Vionic Uptown Loafer, and its sibling, the Tide Sandal. And I'm grouping these together because they share the same signature feature: Vionic's proprietary orthotic footbed built with genuine biomechanical arch support, baked directly into the shoe rather than relying on a separate insert. This is honestly one of the more elegant solutions I tested, because unlike a lot of orthopedic shoes that look like orthopedic shoes, the Uptown Loafer actually looks like a normal, stylish shoe you could wear to dinner. That matters more than people give it credit for, because a lot of people quietly stop wearing their orthopedic shoes because they're embarrassed by how they look, and then the whole benefit is wasted sitting in the closet. In testing, the arch support noticeably reduced my midday arch fatigue, and the Tide Sandal in particular became my go-to for quick errands where I didn't want to deal with laces. The trade-off is depth. Because the arch support is built in rather than adjustable, if you have a wider or unusually shaped foot, or you wear custom orthotics, this shoe simply won't accommodate that the way a removable insole design would. At $130 for the loafer and $70 for the sandal, this is a strong pick specifically for people who want support without sacrificing style. Number 3 is the New Balance 1540 line, and if you've spent any time around walking clubs or physical therapy waiting rooms, you've probably seen these on someone's feet. There's a reason this model has stuck around for years. The N-cap midsole technology combines a soft inner cushioning core with a firmer outer ring, which in my pressure mapping tests showed genuinely excellent stability through the heel strike without sacrificing softness underfoot. This was the most balanced shoe I tested for people dealing with overpronation. The arch consistently stayed supported through my entire walking gait rather than collapsing inward late in the day like a couple of the other pairs did. The dual density collar foam also deserves a mention, because ankle irritation was a real problem with 2 other shoes I tested, and it was a non-issue here even during my longest wear days. Where it falls slightly short of the top 2 is aesthetics and weight. This is unmistakably a walking shoe, not something you're wearing anywhere that isn't extremely casual. At $160, it's on the pricier side, but for anyone whose primary issue is stability and overpronation rather than pure cushioning, this might actually be the better pick over some of the shoes ranked above it. Number 2 is the Orthofeet Ortho-Cushion sneakers, and this is the pair that genuinely surprised me the most. Orthofeet built these around an ergonomic sole design with what they call multiple layers of cushioning, and after 2 weeks of testing, I can confirm that's not just marketing language. The The pressure mapping data showed some of the most even weight distribution of any shoe on this list, which directly translated to lower pain scores for me by the end of each day. The seam-free interior construction also stood out, similar to the Dr. Comfort model, but paired here with genuinely excellent cushioning rather than a firmer ride. The removable insole means custom orthotic users are fully accommodated, and the extra width options make this one of the most inclusive fits I tested for wider feet or swelling related to conditions like diabetes or edema. Honestly, the only reason this isn't sitting at number 1 is that the outsole tread pattern wore down slightly faster than I expected over just 2 weeks of heavy use, which raises a small question mark about long-term durability. At $145, it's an excellent value for anyone who needs both serious cushioning and a wider, more accommodating fit. And now, the pair that ended up at number 1, the Hoka Bondi 9. I went into this test expecting a great everyday walking shoe because that's Hoka's reputation. What I didn't expect was for it to functionally outperform shoes marketed specifically as orthopedic footwear. The signature oversized midsole isn't just a gimmick. The compression-molded EVA foam consistently delivered the lowest fatigue scores of anything I tested, including on the amusement park day where every other shoe on this list left me limping by the evening. The rocker sole design was the real standout in my pressure mapping data. It actively encourages a smoother heel-to-toe transition, which reduced the strain on my plantar fascia in a way I genuinely felt within the first 3 days of wearing them. They're not marketed as a medical shoe. There's no removable orthotic-specific insole here. And if you need a very wide toe box for a specific medical condition, one of the other shoes on this list might serve you better. But for pure day-to-day pain reduction and all-day comfort, nothing else I tested came close. At $165, it's not the cheapest option here, but per hour of actual pain relief, it was the best value by a wide margin. So here's my honest breakdown. If you wear custom orthotics and need maximum depth, go with the Dr. Comfort Performance X. If you want support that doesn't sacrifice style, the Vionic line is your pick. If overpronation and stability are your main issue, the New Balance 1540 wins that category outright. If you need a wide, accommodating fit with serious cushioning, the Orthofeet Ortho-Cushion sneakers are excellent. And if you just want the single most comfortable, most pain-reducing shoe I tested this year, period, the Hoka Bondi 9 takes it. If this video helped you figure out which shoes are actually worth your money, smash that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this information before they waste it on the wrong pair. I've put together a spreadsheet with every pain score, every pressure map, and every price I tracked over these 60 days. Links in the description. Drop a comment and let me know which pair you're trying. And if there's a brand I didn't test that you want me to look at next, tell me, because I read every single comment. Until next time, take care of your feet. They're the only pair you've got.